Yes, people. Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome to another debate show. We're live just after the World Cup. Argentina versus Mexico. Man like Lisandro Martinez, the butcher, leading Argentina to a clean sheet. Who would have known, innit? Your best defender, put him on the pitch and you get a clean sheet, man. But listen, big up to everybody who's locked in. Please hit the like button as you enter the building. It helps the algorithm massively, so make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Man like Marcel, what are you telling me? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. You just mentioned an interesting game, man, with Argentina and Mexico. Good game to watch. Took a long time to really get settled in with it, but Messi magic kind of starts it off. It's interesting to see, though. We've seen obviously Ronaldo tail off a bit towards the end of his career. I'm hearing an echo.
One second. Yeah. It's Devils. Daddy the Devils. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so obviously we're seeing Ronaldo and we're talking about Ronaldo tailing off and he's not looking the same. But for the first time in a long time, I saw Messi just look a little bit less of himself, usually. Maybe it could be an injury or something, but, he's a system player. In a Barcelona system, it looks like everything's set up for him. They can understand him going incognito in a sense, just walking around the pitch. They know where they need to be structurally. But with the Argentine side, it looked like they just couldn't get him into the game enough when he was kind of just drifting around and walking into the pitch. So he wasn't really involved in that much in the build-up or different phases of the play. But yeah, other than that, I'm very happy. Good news in terms of, Man United. It's been good news going around. So happy, bro.
Absolutely. Statman Bays, what are you telling me? You good?
I'm good. What are you saying?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Listen, let's start on Lisandro Martinez first of all. His performance, Statman. You know what I mean? Just that guy in it, man. Just that guy, man. That him and Otamendi or one or the other. He has to be the starter because he's a calmness. He's the one that gives us that stability in that midfield, that defense in it. He's the one that gives everyone that stability.
I'll be honest, man. You're playing Mexico. They're crap up top. Like, I expected Martinez to have a good game in it, which is why I'm like, that's what he does. Like, we've been calling him the best centre back in the league this year in terms of performances.
Yeah.
Which is why nothing surprises me with Martinez now. Like, people are gassing it. I just thought it was average Martinez performance. That's how good he is.
But I still think if Romero was in that team, like they would have fed off his kind of like anxieties, if you know what I mean.
But that's because Martinez is just a better player, and we all know that.
There you go. So that shows you to start your better players. And also, Marcel, man, Enzo Fernandez. I've been calling him out all summer. I've been saying, go and get him. They only bought him for 17 million, I think they did, Benfica in the summer. But he came in 30 touches in 30 minutes. That's crazy, man.
We were just speaking. We had a debate show just the other week, and we were talking about midfielders, and I think his name got mentioned: Enzo Fernandez, Verratti, Frankie De Jong. We mentioned all these type of players that are ball carrying, box to box. Jude Bellingham, things that can add and make a difference to Manchester United. And he's been touted alongside with a few other good box to box midfielders for our club for a little while now, and hopefully we'll be looking for him in the summer or January. But top player, man. Really, really good goal. Similar to Messi in terms of just arrives into the position at the right time. Messi just drops it out to him and he just wraps it top corner. It's good, man. And if he's got that ability, we're going to need that. We need goals from the midfield. Our club needs that the second half of the season and just in general.
Absolutely. Statman, I don't know why you said Toni Kroos replacement, man. We need him as well, man.
He's too good for us.
What? Like, no, man. I don't know.
No, try Saeed. Like, I always say Real, the pinnacle of football for me, innit? Enzo Fernandez is the perfect Toni Kroos replacement. In terms of being a volume passer, he's probably the best in Europe kind of thing, innit? Especially considering his age. One of the best. He has to be the Toni Kroos replacement. I guarantee.
Why are you thinking about them? Like, why not us? Like, you're not thinking about us?
No, but like I've always said, like, Real for me is the pinnacle, innit? I see this guy playing.
We got new owners. New owners coming in.
Oh, trust me, man. No matter what Real is, that's the height of football for me, innit? Like, you saw Ronaldo. Ronaldo left us when we were Champions League winners, kind of thing. Champions League finalists. He still went to Real. Real for me will always be the biggest club in the world, innit? Which is why he's Real Madrid quality, kind of thing. He will be the Toni Kroos replacement. He has to be.
Okay, but quickly then, Statman. Sorry to cut you. So what about Jude? So then is Jude, because I'm hearing a lot of conversation about people saying Jude's going to Real Madrid. They've already got Tchouaméni, Valverde, and Camavinga, and you want to add, and that's 4 players that maybe deserve, especially if they carry on with their careers, they deserve to be in the first team. You can't have that kind of mix up. So surely somebody's got to one of these quality players have got to drop to Man
And
United.
none of those
They were
midfielders
big.
are the same profile as Enzo Fernandez, which is why
Right,
I'm
no,
saying that it has to
okay.
be him. And I said this is Real Madrid we're talking about. If
Yeah,
they have 4 good players for one position or for like the midfield area, it's calm. It's Real Madrid. Like they will be happy to be on the bench or rotating because it's Real Madrid.
But like I said though, with Ten Hag and the way he's looking at it, who thought Casemiro was coming to Man United? Did anyone think Casemiro was coming to Man United? Nobody did.
It was the echo still there.
Yeah, come in and out, Danny. Come in and out. And your face is not on as well. Yeah, go on.
Oh, I can see myself. Am I not in there? What's going on?
No. Come in and out.
All right.
Yeah, man. But go on then. Go on. What did you say?
Nah, let's also not like Casemiro also did come for the money, innit?
Yeah, but he came for the money. But listen, ambition as well in terms of, nobody. The idea though, it's the same principle though. No one knew that Casemiro was coming to Man United. I never knew in the wider streams. So listen,
Because we dropped the bag.
With Ten Hag, you actually have a player a manager who couldn't possibly see him going, and he's got actual kind of scouting.
Oh my days! I'm just.
He's got a scouting network. He's got a very, very good scouting ability in terms of he knows what he wants, and I think Enzo Fernandez, he would be that kind of sort of player. Let me ask Danny. Danny, we're talking about Enzo Fernandez. Statman said he sees him at Real Madrid. What do you think? I know you got a De Jong t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so look, this is my forfeit. Yeah, before I knew about De Jong's contract situation, I made a bet with a Barcelona fan that he ended up in a Man United shirt in it. So this is the forfeit. Shout out to Sav. You won the bet. I got the De Jong shirt on in it. Cool. That's that.
Okay, fair enough. You might want to keep that anyway because he might be coming to United. But go on.
Never know.
Enzo Fernandez. What do you think?
Listen, Baines is right, man. Real Madrid can do whatever the hell they want, man. Let's keep it real. They could do whatever the hell they like. What I would say though is, I'm sick of people shitting on my club for any reason. It gets on my nerves. There are 30 top clubs in the top 5 leagues, top 6, 30 top clubs. And you're telling me this guy was available for 17 million.
I know.
And everybody dropped the ball. And everybody's talking about one club. Man United could have got him for 17 mil, but they dropped the ball. What about the other 29 clubs in the top 5? What's going on?
Yeah, that's true.
He took the natural stepping stone to Benfica before you go to a big club. Like Haaland could have joined a big club from Salzburg. No, he went to Dortmund first. He just took a natural step. I'm sick of people pushing this narrative. Man United.
Ralph recommended to us.
What? Ralph is a liar. I'm sick. Your man Saeed Ralph.
Man. Don't be doing that, man.
Listen, January window closes. Ralph looks at all the best deals in January and says, I recommended all those deals. Summer comes. Summer ends, Ralph, in a different interview. Yeah, I recommended all these guys in the summer. Ralph is full of crap, man. That's
a bit lazy argument. He recommends it to you, and you then take it on to say, right, I'm the sporting director, I'm the director of football. Do I take that advice or not? And
I don't believe that he did. I think Ralph is a liar, like Ronaldo. He lies in interviews to shit on my club. On Enzo, he'd be the perfect signing for Man United. Jude Bellingham's the wrong profile. The way the midfield's constructed at the moment, Casemiro's there now. So you want a central midfielder who can dictate tempo, who's an excellent passer first and foremost. That's not Jude Bellingham. Yeah, that is not Jude Bellingham. So listen, I'd love Enzo Fernandez. I'd love Lafitte from Lorient. Even an Ezekiel Palacios who came on as a sub today. He's been injured this season, but he's someone people have forgotten about at pace with Bayer Leverkusen. He's a good player as well. I'd love Enzo Fernandez, but there are other midfielders out there in it. Like Kone at Gladbach as well is another one.
Yeah, we will discuss that as well. The one that you recommended though today, Statman, in CDM, that Real Betis, he wasn't great today, man.
But I said for the price, innit? For the price, it would have cost like 20 to 30 million pounds. And we weren't interested in a 6 at that point.
Who's this?
That Guido Rodriguez guy from Real Betis.
Rodriguez guy, yeah, from Thingy. Yeah. Again, it was a bit all right. It wasn't nothing special.
But that was all of Argentina. Let's be honest, they weren't good.
You know, Marcel, man, there's some rumors today that obviously Ten Hag wants Cody Gakpo. Listen, I'm not going to come here and say I've always wanted Cody Gakpo. I was a bit, but now I'm starting to see more and more, bro. He's got the tools and what Ten Hag would want: pace, power, can play up top, can across the front three, powerful, strong, can adapt to a number 9 maybe later in his career. What are you thinking, man? Cody Gakpo hype, or are you still 50-50?
No, I'm definitely if Ten Hag wants the player, I'm excited for the opportunity to see the player play for our club. I mean, I went to Ajax last season to watch one of the last, I think the last game Ten Hag managed the club, and Haller was up front. And when I look at that frame, that frame of Haller, and then I look at the frame of Gakpo, it's a similar kind of thing. And I don't know if he's trying to recreate that kind of, because I see Gakpo as a versatile forward. I know a lot of people talk about him as a left winger, but I think he can play up front. And I think as he gets older, he maybe does take on that role as a forward line player, someone that can hold the ball, bring other players in game, and turn and shoot. And that makes him maybe more of a complete forward. But I think he's somebody that would benefit our team massively. And young as well, can play across the front four. It's what we need. And if you have someone like Gakpo, then you think of the other forward options that we have: Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford, Martial. This looks like a good group of forward players, and that's the kind of competition for places that we need. Anthony in there as well. I think it bodes well. What's the price though? My question would be, what's the price?
The price is going up. I don't know.
It's going up.
What do you reckon the price on that now? Is the price going up now when you think about it? Or is it going up? Or are we just in this?
It's gone up to 50 million euros. That's the latest thing I saw today, was 50 million euros.
Right, Danny. So then with that, considering that, then if you throw Osimhen in there and you had 10 million euros more, 60 million euros for an Osimhen,
you don't get
Osimhen's not costing 60 million euros.
Is that what you want?
They bought him for like 72, was it?
That's Napoli. They're going to sell him for 120.
So I've been seeing reports. It's not 60 million euros, sorry, 60 million pounds. I've been seeing reports.
Man, you've been reading the Daily Express, Marcel. Don't listen to the Express.
You reading Footy Insider, the one that released a story today about Gakpo. And by the way, Rachel doesn't rate him. Rachel doesn't rate Gakpo. Fair play.
No, to be honest, like you can still rate a person and still call them overrated.
Yeah, that's a good point. Overrated to the point where are people rating him highly than he is, because he's still raw. He's not a player that needs to be overrated. I just think right now the hype is around him, if you know what I mean. So
right, let me tell man now, yeah. If we get Gakpo in January, Ten Hag's going to buy a striker in the summer. So long as people know that's the end of Sancho, or that's the end of anybody else you might like on the left.
Why did you say that?
Because he's not a striker. He's not a striker. He's not. I don't know what Marcel's talking about.
He can mold into a striker.
He's not good with his back to goal. Why are we molding players? We're Man United. Why are we molding people? Why can't you go get me a striker that can play as a striker? Why can't I get a normal number 9? If you're going to get me a hybrid, at least let him have the back. At least if he has the hold-up play of Martial, I'd zip it. I wouldn't say nothing. He doesn't have that hold-up play. He doesn't have that link play. He's a facing forward player. That's what
because there's not enough pool of strikers out there. He's learning the market. Ten Hag knows that I can't just go and get any strikers. It's quite limited now.
It's fine. We're gonna go get another striker in the summer anyway. I'm not vexed in it because I know he's not the end goal. You get what I'm saying to you, Said? Like if you get Gakpo, you're telling me we're set for 5 years in a striker position with Gakpo.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, for now, my argument was about Sancho's done.
He's the perfect replacement, is what we're saying. I think he's the perfect replacement if Ronaldo leaves. You want someone versatile that can play across the front three. We've had injuries to Anthony in moments. Sancho's been out of form. Rashford's not always brilliant. And we all think that Rashford plays better off the left or was a more goal-scoring threat off the left. Gakpo coming in there from the left and, in my opinion, being able to play the forward line or at least learning it. I don't think he's a forward now, but I think he can do the roles of the forward and he can improve that game there. That's a good starting base to be to have, especially with his attributes. So, when I consider those kind of things, I think he's one of the best replacements to have in football right now, especially as Ten Hag already understands his game.
One last thing. So that would be Sancho left wing, Garnacho left wing, Rashford left wing. Gakpo can also play left wing. Come on, okay.
Sancho played better for our club on the right during pre-season, and a lot of people were saying the synergy with him and Diogo Dalot is perfect.
But Marcel, I'd agree with you. Are we the coach?
No, that's the thing. But I don't think the coach is got an odds-on, hands-on it, everybody left wing like you've just listed. I think he plays.
But that's where he's played all of them. The manager
I just mentioned Sancho on the right.
But more than the start of the season, Marcel, the coach has picked all of those players I mentioned on the left wing, and we all know Martial could play there if we had a striker anyway. My concern is just another player who's probably best as a left forward. Here we go again. That's my only concern.
Yeah, but I think Martial's best on the left wing, and he's proven minerals up front. I think Rashford be staying on the left wing, but he's proven minerals up front, and I think Ten Hag will be able to produce players like that. I think Ten Hag will be able to mold players into what the kind of roles that he wants them to.
That's what I'm saying.
So when you've got a manager like that that's able to do that, and then again, I agree with you. We're gonna get a striker in the summer, so he just needs something right now to be able to mold and that's able to play in maybe at least 3 or 4 of the positions up in the front area, from also including the 10. He wants somebody maybe to play more than one position up front, just in case there's injuries. I think Gakpo fits that mold, and then like you said, in summer we're definitely gonna get a world-class forward that holds down that forward line position. Then you've got competition for places in all the forward line. I think it's kind of completed at that point.
I think you got a good point there in terms of Ten Hag is ready to kind of not rely on the market. He's ready to mold players, and it's the beauty of Ten Hag's ability to do that. What do you think, Statman, in terms of the idea of molding Gakpo into a striker and Rashford and what's going on now? What do you think? Is it down to the market, or do you think Ten Hag is persistent on that?
Realistically, you're not getting a top striker, are you, in January? So I think the Cody Gakpo signing does make sense, because we've seen he can play on the left. We've seen he can do probably a job for a couple games up top. Similar to Rashford. Like Rashford, I don't look and say, yeah, you're a striker. But I'm like, for a couple games here and there when we have injuries, I don't mind it. I think Gakpo's kind of in the same mode, innit? But overall, yeah, I'm with Danny. I think we get a striker in the summer, which is why I'm like, if Gakpo comes or not, mad. Even though I'm not 100% sold on him yet.
Well, it depends.
Quickly
anyway.
though,
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Said. Quickly though, what do we think about Elanga then? Because I've just realized I've gone through all the forward options. Danny's just gone through all forward options. Nobody's mentioned Elanga. So what happens?
Elanga can also play on the right now.
If everybody's fit, healthy, playing well, he gets no game time. That's why I didn't mention it.
Yeah. And we also got Ahmad coming back as well.
Yeah.
I think he's because even on the right, Baines, I just don't think he's not good enough than the other options. Like Danny.
I know he ain't good enough, innit? I'm just saying he can play it.
And that's another issue, by the way, Marcel. When you said we're complete if we got a striker in the summer, we're not, because we're too left side heavy. Don't get me wrong. I think Sancho can play right wing. I'm not the coach though. Ten Hag's the coach. I don't know if he likes Sancho on the right wing in competitive games. He didn't pre-season. Anthony got injured. He put Bruno right wing. The first opportunity he got, he put Bruno, not Sancho. And we had other left-sided players. So if we get Gakpo, we get a striker in the summer. Anthony's still the only right winger we have. And we've got how many men that can play on the left? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think Sancho's shown us he especially with the combinations with the low during the preseason. And you're right. If I want to be fair, the preseason, just the preseason. It weren't top level players. They weren't, they weren't in the full form of a season. But I think Sancho on the right, he's shown that he can do it. So he's makeshift. He's in that list of the makeshifts. Even Rashford can do a job. He's doing it right now for England, and he's been doing it for Man United when he wants to play on that side anyway. Because sometimes he just looks like he doesn't want to play. But we've got a couple makeshift right wingers there.
Ahmad, everyone giving up on Ahmad?
I've kind of given up on him. I've kind of given up on his side. I can't lie, but he's someone there that can learn. During the preseason games when I was watching them, he looked good in the stadium. He looks sharp. He finds little pockets up front. He's all right, but he's not brilliant.
You know what I like, Saeed? I'm not even paying Ahmad no mind, but he keeps popping up on my timeline. He keeps popping up. I'm like, okay, gotta go. Okay, you got an assist. Okay, I see you hold off 3 man. Your body's looking a bit more robust. The championship might make a man of the boy, innit? So I ain't counting on Ahmad. It's just that, they say, like, it's just nothing but upside. If he makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Hopefully he makes it, though.
Obviously, Garnacho's still a youngster. I still think, you get me, he's got, for me, I think don't sleep on him, you get me, because at the end of the day, he's doing bits. And Argentina could do with a player right now with Garnacho on that left-hand side. But listen, it is what it is. Let's get to the main argument. Owners, Marcel, what are you thinking about the owners in terms of them coming in terms of what they could build at Man United? Is it a time for United fans to get excited again? Could we be somewhat of a force again? What's your opinions on the ownership at the minute?
I don't care who it is, as long as they refurbish the stadium, refurbish the training ground, refurbish, the women's team, revamp the women's team, help the Manchester community. They need to look at the template that Man City have created in terms of a proper footballing system, and go from there. I don't care who it is. If we talk about moral kind of things within the world, and what's happened in terms of Asian kind of discontent with things that have happened in the world over in that parts of the world. I don't want to speak of that. It's massive hypocrisy to go down that route. In the Western world, for billion-dollar businesses to even get to the position that they're in, they've had to be some sort of tyrant to some sort of society or people. Someone had to get shagged, for want of a better word. So it speaks of hypocrisy to go down that route. Just whoever it is, hopefully they're treating the business in the right way, and they want us to be successful and win things. That's what we've been built on. So as long as they can carry that culture and produce a good footballing culture, and it be diverse and accept everyone, then I'm more happy. I'm very, very happy. And we've been waiting for this day as Man United fans, and I'm happy that it's Ten Hag that gets to steer this, if it is him, because he will deliver trophies. He will deliver Champions Leagues. He will deliver Premier League titles, as long as he's given that time to coach these players and this team and this football club into a proper footballing side.
I see Danny smiling there. Is that smiling of happiness? Is that smiling of, are we just maybe a bit desperate to give it to anyone? I'm still not sure about this guy. What's his name? The Manchester guy from Nice. I'm not sure, man. I'm looking at his Nice project.
Who's a Chelsea season ticket holder? That guy.
Is he? Oh, the slander.
It was funny sight. I was in a space the other day, yeah. And somebody tried to pick up Radcliffe. I looked at his record. Nice were doing better before he bought them. Go look at Nice before 2019. They were doing better before Radcliffe got there. So this idea that he'd be a good owner based off what? That he supports the football club. I mean, I rate Statman's opinion. I don't want him owning Man United. Like, was it matter that he's a fan? We don't mean anything that he's a fan. Doesn't mean anything at all. For me, do you know what it is, Said? I don't want an individual or some consortium or something. I don't want any of that, or a hedge fund, none of that nonsense. Yeah, we need a state to back us. What people don't appreciate about City, they look at City now and they see this well-oiled machine that have lots of money but are well run. But before City got there, they just kept spending and cleaning up the mistakes. Clean up the Robinho mistake, the Elano mistake, the Mangala mistake. Danilo, the fullback, go get another 150 mil. Fernando and Fernandinho came in the same window, got rid of one, bought more players. Most football clubs can't do that. When you're self-sufficient, if you make a financial mistake, you live with it in the next transfer window. Or if you get rid of that player, you have to pay his contract off. That's why Liverpool haven't sold Oxlade-Chamberlain as an example. They don't want to pay him off. That's why Keita's still there, even though he's injury prone. They can't pay him off. That's why you need states to back you, because they'll just write off that money. They're printing money at the end of the day. They print the money. Oh, that player flopped, 60 mil, no problem. You think if we had Saudi owners, Fred would still be here? Do you think Phil Jones would still be here? Mm-hmm. These guys wouldn't be here. But if you're a self-sufficient football club, even Man United, you make these mistakes, you pay for them. So that's the type of owner I think we need, and I'm going to keep it real. These Middle Eastern, man, they've got a track record outside of football. Everywhere these guys go, outside of their own markets to do business, they look for the best in class, and they hire people and throw money out until they get to the top. Mm-hmm. So there's no doubt in my mind, if we're looking at that region, I think we're good money. If it's an American owner, it's a toss-up, because you don't know if you're getting somebody who wants to sell the football club in a few years, or if you're getting a Todd Bowley who thinks he's a sporting director. How you buy a football club and be a sporting director after owning a football club for 1 week and sack everybody? Do you see what I'm saying to you? So that's my 2 cents on it.
What do you reckon, Statman? Are you any different? What are you thinking? The Apple? What are you saying? What's your vibe on the ownership at the minute?
I'll be honest. Whoever pays the money, and I always feel like, you see, with Middle Eastern people, they're hella competitive. Like, they just want to be the best in it. If you're looking at City's owners, PSG's owners, which is why I'm like, Dubai, bring them. Just give me money, kind of thing, and then you just have to hope that we spend it wisely.
Absolutely. Big up to Joe Linty, says if Man U getting Middle Eastern owners, it would not be Saudi Arabia, as PIF owned NUFC, and that state owned by Saudi Arabia, and MBS will not let anyone.
That's not true, actually. So the sports minister of Saudi Arabia literally said we're encouraging private investors to bid for Liverpool and Manchester United. So any one of the sheikhs who have a private business, there's no problem with them buying a Premier League football club. The sports minister's on record saying that publicly, so that's not actually true. But Dubai, even no problem. Saudi, Dubai, I don't care as long as it's that region. I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
You know, it's gonna be. It's like you said, Marcel. In terms of Ten Hag coming now, the project. You know, is this the perfect time now for a dynasty to start again? Is it time now that we create something now with this team and where we're going? Or
what about if we get Ten Hag get sacked?
Thank you. I was going to do it. I was going to interrupt to say
we have to
same
have
thing.
this. You know,
is it Dan or Luis Enrique?
Why are you man so
no,
sure?
No, Luis Enrique.
Why are you man so sure Ten Hag keeps his job? Why are you so sure?
Whoa.
Because he just started. He just started one.
And Tuchel's a Champions League winner.
No, I don't care about Tuchel. I care about Manchester United Football Club.
If we get Tuchel,
Manchester United Football Club.
I'm handball.
Okay, so
not even Tuchel.
I
just care about Manchester United Football Club.
When new people come in, what do they tend to do?
They want to change things. They want to put their own imprint on it. They want to have their own kind of stamp on a certain things. Yes, I understand the direction you're going in. I understand the direction you're going in. But they want to have their own stamp on things. But that can come through history. That can come through legacy. That can come through trust in this manager, going through the process with this manager, and going from there.
What if they're Ronaldo fanboys and they looked at Ten Hag and think, I don't like this guy, and the way he treated Ronaldo? What if
Luis Enrique, by the way?
We're
not letting what you said on Luis Enrique pass.
Nah, man. I don't want him, man. Don't want that guy.
Why not?
We're missing a trick. We're missing a trick if we don't give this
manager. No. Explain this.
I don't want Enrique. Simple.
Why? Explain your reasons at least.
I don't listen. It's a preference. End of the day, I can say I want this man. I don't want.
But you haven't given any reason though.
I know what it is.
I don't want him.
I don't need that man. You know in the stadium, when man passed back to the goalkeeper to keep the ball, Said's the man booing when that happens. That's why I don't.
He's scared for De Gea,
isn't it? Said, I'm going to look to the right and take my seat. I'm going to be looking at the east stand because that annoys me a lot. We don't get that much in our section though.
And that man said it. If Enrique was the manager this summer, you think De Gea's still here?
Said's crying, man. Said's leaving with De
Gea, man. I don't.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason, Statman. I would want.
You lot here, De Gea here.
Let's not lie. Luis Enrique is a better manager than Ten Hag.
What's your ambitions? You want a manager to be better, or do you just want De Gea out? I'm twisting it back on you guys.
But Said, Luis Enrique is better than Eric Ten Hag right now.
Facts.
Wait, listen. What are you doing now? What are you making this argument?
No, but it's true though.
What are you doing?
No, but you're acting like Luis Enrique is a crap manager because of De Gea. He's one of the best managers in the world.
Enrique, how about that? I don't want Enrique. I want to know what happens with Ten Hag first before Enrique comes in.
No, but Said, who do you think is a better manager?
What happened to Said? Wait, Said, you sound like
Guardiola's better manager than Ten Hag. Guardiola, no.
What happened to best in class, Said? You sound like me 3 years ago.
Boy, I'm taking Guardiola, man.
These are so hypothetical questions. What are we doing? Just relax.
Hypothetically, you said you think Ten Hag is a better manager than Enrique.
No. But I didn't create this argument. You create the argument.
I'm asking you. Forget Man United for a second. Just answer that question.
You're not asking me anything. I don't want to answer. We've got Ten Hag and we got this.
There's a show though. I'm meant to ask you questions as well, isn't it?
Sorry?
The people want to know your answer. Luis Enrique or Eric Ten Hag?
Eric Ten Hag. Don't ask me why, okay?
Why?
But again, I've given you the question. I've given you the answer to the question.
But I want the reasoning as well, isn't it?
There's no because I've still not known what Ten Hag can do, and I'm willing to give him a chance. He's coming. He's changed the culture. He's changed the surroundings. He's having an input. And the players are willing to get under him. What if it all changes under Enrique? We have to start all over again. No.
That doesn't mean he's a better manager, though, does he?
But listen,
you're just talking if buts and maybes right now.
You can become a better manager. Ten Hag over a 3 or 4 period could do well. Luis Enrique over the same money might not do well. Again, we're dealing with a lot of hypotheticals. Man.
Well, I'd say, Said, is just at least be prepared for that happening, innit? I'm prepared. I've already put it out there. Michael Zorc, Luis Enrique in the summer, I'd be a happy man. I would not complain.
But before...
I've got nothing but love for Ten Hag. If the new owners want to back him, if the club is sold, no problem. But if they went and got a Luis Enrique, I'm going to be a happy man. I'm not going to lie to you. I will not be crying about it at all. I will not be crying.
Okay. Let me.
Wait, someone said, no, Statman is a circus chaser, loves to be controversial. Let's get Guardiola. I said I'll take Guardiola over Ten Hag.
You just want United to be. I don't know what it is, yeah, but
I want United to be the best because Guardiola is the best manager in the world.
I get it.
No,
Okay, let me read the super chat. This might be for you. Back to you, Devil. Danny. MBS will not let anyone buy private investors as if if they did it, it would conflict with NUFC, as many rich Arabs in Saudi have links to the government and state who own NUFC. So it is true. Like I said, I'm not clued up on that yet, so I need to do more research on that. So I will get that question back to Danny and let's see what he says. But for me,
here, man. Why is
oh
this
yeah,
guy,
go on.
What's wrong with this guy, man? Just go Google it. The sports minister for Saudi Arabia has spoken. How can you? What are you saying he's lying? The sports minister. Why would he come out and say that? Do I need to go get it? I'll go get it. I'll be back. Give me a second. I'll go get it.
Yeah. But for me, though, Marcel, what are you saying? Like, this idea that the manager is going to get sacked and this and
ludicrous.
that.
Ludicrous.
Well, not ludicrous. Idea.
Not ludicrous, but I can go as far as accepting that it could be possible. Like I was saying before, I understand that when new people come to something, they want to put their mark on it. They want to change it. They want to make it feel like it's theirs. And that might mean clearing out the whole slot and starting again. But right now, at this stage, I just don't think that makes sense. I think having Ten Hag, I think he needs to get Ten Hag needs to put his stamp on things. Why would you want to change it? He's just started. He's just started this project. 5 of the signings for the team. The team's actually looking like a team now, and he's made those 5 or so signings. Why can't we let him carry on? I just, it would be very, very weird for us to see this change. And he's playing the style of football that's a winning style of football. It leads the Premier League right now.
Just quickly, someone said, Statman, why don't you back Eric Ten Hag? I back Eric Ten Hag, but I still think Luis Enrique and Pep are better managers. Like, if you think that's a ludicrous thing to say,
I don't think it's ludicrous.
No, but like, if anyone thinks that, you lot are mad.
Yeah. I think for me, like
I said, still wouldn't want Luis Enrique. Even if a new board came in and they say we want a new manager, I would be distraught. I would be even if it's Luis Enrique, I would be like, what's going on? I would be
absolutely. I'd be distraught.
I would be absolutely distraught, Baines.
Because we started.
I'd be very annoyed.
Yeah. Danny, he's got this question here for you again.
Yeah, listen. See what he's saying. I had the same train of thought, and I've heard people repeat this. But when the sport, it's on Sky Sports. It's been reported. He literally said the Premier League's the most watched league in Saudi, the region. Have you a lot of fans of the Premier League? He literally says this from the private sector. There is a lot of interest and appetite, and there's a lot of passion about football. We will, the Saudi government, definitely support if any private sector can come in and they want to buy a football club in the Premier League. That's basically what he said.
Yeah, I think Danny is right.
I don't understand. I'm not the Saudi sports minister. Neither are you. I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah, but listen, there's a lot of hypotheticals. We'll get to it as we do. But in terms of Statman, this football club, how far can it go when we get new owners? What's the aim for you? Like United getting back to the top? Is it going to be 5 years, or can it be condensed into 2? You know what I mean? What's your feeling? You know what I mean in terms of the kind of plan for the new owners?
I don't know. That's a difficult one to answer because it just depends on how the project goes. You're looking at Newcastle. I think Newcastle are well ahead of where they should be at this stage. I don't think
doing a lot, really.
Say that again?
Without spending how much we thought they were going to spend.
Yeah, and look at where they are. Who would have thought Newcastle would be at this stage? What, the third in the league, I think? I might be wrong, third or fourth?
Third in the league, yeah, of course.
Crazy, isn't it? So, with United, you never know, innit? But the problem is, obviously, Pep signed a new contract as well, innit? Another 2 years, I don't think anyone wins the league while Pep's here. Especially United in terms of the current infrastructure kind of thing, innit? Which is why it's difficult. Still. But listen, when you get new owners, your ambition still has to be winning the league, winning the Champions League. You still aim for the top kind of thing, innit?
What do you think, Danny, in terms of the ambition of the owners and what they could do at this club? Because I still think United, we've been still bringing in players. Obviously, that's been through money and situation. But just imagine coming to the club for ambition in terms of a project and what it could do for the next 3 to 5 years. Is that not something that we should get excited by?
It is, and there was a time where Man United fans were proud that we had the best of everything: best manager, best stadium, best training ground. It's just things to brag about. Stick our chest out. We've got the best of everything. And with these bloody parasites and vampires, the bloody Glazers have taken $1 billion out of the football club. It's not just that they've done that side, it's that there's been no accountability. How do you leave Woodward in charge for that long when he's so crap at his job? That doesn't happen anywhere else. 2-3 years, maybe if you're the boy of the owner. Eventually, anywhere else, they'd sack you. They'd fire you. If Woodward was the president of Barcelona or Real Madrid, they'd fire him once his candidacy was done. So for me, it's the ambition and the accountability and wanting to make Man United number one again and saying we're going to conquer everybody. Qatar, cool, we'll see you. Real Madrid, Barca, Abu Dhabi Group and City will see all of you. Saudis will see you, no problem. That's what we want from an owner.
I think you know what it is though. It just depends on how swiftly we could get this done, Marcel. Because January, if the Glazers are ambitious enough to sell, you know what I mean. How is there going to be a case of sabotage in here? You know what I mean. How fast can we get this done? Because we don't want to become. For me, I don't think we're going to become like Liverpool because Liverpool at the minute it's getting a bit dry. Nothing's really happening. I see Grizz salty on the big six. You know what I mean. It's all good, Grizz. You know what I mean. But there's a lot of people invested in United. Even still to this day, we're hearing new names. So
exactly, it just shows how big our club is, though, Said, in comparison. Because obviously they've put their club up, or it's been reported that their club was up for sale before ours. Now ours is up for sale, or reported so, and there's been so much interest, speculation around it. It just goes to show how big the club is. It's just quite interesting, though. Ronaldo obviously said his interview, and then he's saying how poor the club is and stuff. And I feel like the price of the stock, Manchester United stock, had gone down, and then they've now put out this news, and I don't think we're officially out for sale, but then that news kind of drives up the sale price of the stock. So it's quite interesting, the business side of this kind of thing that the Glazers are planning and tactically, rising and dropping the price of the stock there, and that brings you to higher valuations. And before, during the summer it was 2 billion. Now I'm hearing 8 and 10 billion. So it's quite interesting. And then even if we get into a Champions League position, how much will be valued then? So it's really interesting. I think, the sale of a football club takes anywhere from, I think it's been happening for Chelsea, maybe 2 to 3 months or something. Obviously, they had a different predicament and it was, the governments were involved. But anywhere from 6 months to a year, I would expect this still to get done. But I need and I hope that Ten Hag's is at the wheel when this happens. So hopefully it happens soon, bro.
Yo, Marcel, Sahil, Sahil.
Yeah.
You want me to correct you. The stock price did not drop after Ronaldo. That's a lie. It didn't drop. All they did was show you a day's trading where it went down 1%. The price didn't. There was no big price drop. And I have to say that because of us. So he will be DMing me saying, "Why'd you let myself say that?" And get away with it. But everything else, though, spot.
I had to message Sahil on that actually.
Yeah. Does this change the kind of drive for the transfer window? Do the Glazers have an expectancy to spend money though, or do they just go, you know what, we're trying to sell the club, we don't have investment? Especially in January, we need a player because Ronaldo's left. Like, he's left. So we need a player. We need a striker. Let's be real. We do need a striker. So I'm looking now thinking, do the Glazers have a due diligence? I know that word is, you can't use that word with the Glazers because
this is the thing though, Said, yeah? I'm going to keep it real with you. They don't actually want to sell the club. If you read their statement that they put out to investors, they've literally covered every eventuality they have covered in their statement, right? To hide their true intentions. Literally, every scenario that could happen is literally written in the document. I've read it. Every scenario. And the reason for that is because they don't actually want to sell. They want investors, but who's going to put 700 million into a club and say, "There you go run it"? That's the issue that they're facing. So if that person pops up, gives them the money so they can build the new stadium, maximize the value and sell at a later date, they'll take that option. Don't get it twisted. But the question is, will that person pop up? Will these people who are worth billions and have billions and are egotistical and used to having full control want to go into an industry like football, where, to be honest, the football model is not a good business model? Like 20 million a year that the Glazers take just because they're bad business people outside of football. That's lovely for them. For people actually get real money out there, 20 million a season from dividends is nothing to some of these people. So they've got a slim chance of actually doing that. That's why I think the sale is on the table. If they can't find that investor who's just going to hand them money so they can build a new stadium, then they'll be forced to sell. That's how I think it's going to go down.
The thing is, like I said, investors because the Saudi owners came in the past and they said, we'll share you percentages reality, you know what I mean, without really having a say at the football club. Most people don't want to do that. They want to have a say in the football club. They want to set a president. I just don't think that's going to happen right now. Right now, ultimately, they can't compete, and they don't see Man United as an investment anymore. So I don't know, man. I generally think for me, there is a kind of a feeling that it went up. Now we need to keep the momentum high. But again, the Glazers are. Is there a kind of feeling for you, Statman, that we're being priced out in a sense, or do you think people can come in and buy this football club for the price that United have set?
But I don't know, innit? Like, it depends what people actually buying or wanting to buy the club think. Because that's where I've seen a couple of people say, yeah, it is overpriced, but there's clearly a lot of people interested in Manchester United. We're still one of the biggest sports clubs in the world. So I think it's just how... Huh?
Would you take the Bet Consortium bid, or is that just stories?
I don't see any truth in that personally. I don't know what you lot think with the Beckham thing.
I'm not really with it, because I don't know what kind of people he'd bring in. You know what I mean? Especially the mates rates and the whole kind of situation that happened. I'm not sure, for me, he'd be the best person for the role. I kind of want a guy, Gakpo said, that will look into the area, invest in the area, see that side of South Manchester as a place that they can invest in as well, like which the City owners have done. They've actually invested in the whole area. So for me, that side of it, I don't know if Beckham can have that knowledge and can have that expertise, but it's one of them for me, man. A lot of people say no ex-players, but again, if they're here to make the bid, who knows? Who knows what will happen? This is the situation, isn't it?
Just a quick question.
Does anyone know how his Miami teams do?
Nah, no clue.
Wait, don't they have Phil Neville?
What's their
Phil
coach?
Neville, manager,
Am I
yeah.
getting mad?
Yeah, nah, you're right. Yeah, Phil Neville,
they're probably crap then. No, I'm actually serious. I'm pretty sure they are bad.
But that's the thing, though. He hired Phil Neville, his boy. So listen,
That's
I'm not
what I'm
one of these.
saying.
I'm
He'll
not one
probably
of these
bring Chloe
people.
back.
Listen. Javier Zanetti's the vice president of Inter Milan. Nedved's on the board at Juventus. It's just Man United fans that hate their ex-players and don't want to see them at the football club in any capacity. And it's always the boring ones. Like if Robin Van Persie was the technical director in Fletcher's role, nobody would complain. But it's Fletcher. It's not sexy, is it? That's the issue.
Fletcher, no, man. Listen,
yes, he's not sexy. Disrespected as a player.
But is he the best in class, though? That's what we want, right?
But football clubs don't always listen. I keep saying this to you, Saeed. Look around Europe. All people do at that base level of technical director at the bottom. Darren Fletcher's not director of football. He's at the bottom of the ladder. Ex-players walk into that job. It's the nepotism of football. That's all I'm saying. That's all it is. Now, imagine he made Gary Neville director of football, then I'd be with you, Saeed. I'd be with you, and I'd be cooking Gary Neville. Like, why is he director of football? Because Beckham's his boy. I'd be with you if something like that happened.
Yep, 100%. The Glazers have to be realistic with their price because of the investment needed. When you look at the depth as well, Marcel, it's obviously not great, is it? You know what I mean? The depth surrounding it. There's a lot to be done. Like I said, are there any negatives towards Man United in terms of the actual project and whatnot, or do you still see a lot of positives in it? Like, do you think there's be some things that would be put off by coming to Man United?
The competition in the league itself, that's about it, really. I mean, other clubs are doing such big things. You have to match it to be the best in class, you know, and better. You have to better it to be the best in class. Actually, let me rephrase that, you know, and it's a good point that Danny makes in terms of how we used to be as a football club. You would love to boast about those things, being the best at whatever it was, and whatever category you'll be bragging about, but I think that's the ambition. It's funny that, you know, I've been reading reports again. If this is true or not, don't know. But Ed Woodward has been hired as some sort of advisory role to some sort of entities that want to get the valuation of a price, which is quite interesting. But I don't know. I don't think there's many negatives. It's just a lot of refurb. You've got to reinvent the club. So that's a difficult task, and that will take time, and you can get those things wrong if you're not meticulous or actually understand football or care about football. So you need to get the right people on board, like we were saying.
Because it's numbers. Would you shook your head there? What do you think, Danny, in terms of Ed Woodward coming back to kind of help with this, or because he's good at numbers, would he be someone that could be credible for that? We're not dealing with transfer.
Keep it real. If it's the what are they called? Dubai guys who are hiring Woodward, am I going to care? No, because I wanted to buy guys. Depends on who's hiring him. That's really what matters. And also, he can help them understand the magnitude of the situation they're walking into. I keep warning people about this. Like, if we don't get Champions League football, I don't think people understand how peak it is right now.
Why?
I don't think people get it. Like, where have they found this 220 million they spent this summer? No one knows. Like, the Athletic have been writing about it. Everybody's saying they've probably defunded somewhere else at the football club. There's another department or other departments where money needs to be spent. They're probably not spending it because they have to find this transfer money. Obviously, it's all paid at later dates. But Joe Glazer wanted to spend 130 million for a reason. Revenues have been below 600 million for like 3 seasons. We've made financial losses for 2 years. We're normally a club that makes profit, you know. So it's and one of the reasons why they need this investment side is they like, listen, Arnold said it when he spoke to that group. We've blown through $1 billion in cash and we need an outside investment to build a stadium. He literally said it. We've blown through the cash. We have no more. We don't. When was the last time you saw a headline? I've said this before. I've said this to you before on this platform. When was the last time you saw a headline? Man United 200 million in cash reserves. You used to see that. You used to see that every few years. 100 million cash reserves. 280. You don't see that no more. And this is what's peak. This is what people don't understand. Yeah, the new owner has to come in. Let's say the lowest price is 5 billion. Marcel's seen higher. I've seen that as well. The lowest is 5 billion. So you have to find 5 billion cash for a football club that has 500 million in debt and they pay 35 million a year to service it. Then you need to find $1 billion to build a stadium or close to it, because that's how much stadiums cost to build in 2022. Yeah.
And Danny hasn't mentioned the training ground, the community, the women's team.
That's an ambitious person that buys Man United. Step up.
That's what I said.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe after all that,
that's
then
Dubai to me.
Maybe if he wants to be manager now, I don't know, man. If he's doing all that,
that's the last thing he will want to do, Said. He's not worried about no manager. He knows this manager can do the job. He needs to fix the whole infrastructure of this whole club. He needs to open heart surgery on the football club.
And listen, if we get a new owner, me and Statman are gonna have to wave bye-bye to our boy Murta. We got no loyalty to nobody. We got no.
To be honest, I've always said it, like, as long as United win, do I really care who's in charge?
Exactly. Wave bye-bye to all.
In the grand scheme of things, you're right. In a grand scheme of things, I think right now it's just kind of difficult to kind of believe. Big up to Abdi Sheikh. Big up to you, bro. He goes to compete with Man City and Newcastle. We need an Arab owner. At the end, it's just not spending money on buying players. It's about the complete change. You know, Statman, would you be bothered if we move stadiums, anything like that? Are you kind of like, can we move stadiums, or does it need renovating? Because you've been to Old Trafford, you've seen it. Do you think they'll be kind of willing to change stadiums, anything like that? Like, what do you reckon?
I just don't think the fans will allow it. Like, you see, I know it's kind of different with how Chelsea run in terms of like their pitch owners and stuff, but like fans are always very, very reluctant to move stadiums. You even saw it with West Ham, London Stadium. Yeah. But listen, renovations can happen at Old Trafford. There's still a lot of history in their stadium. I swear there's like a part of the stadium that's still been there throughout the wars kind of thing, isn't it? And I think that's stuff like that is what fans like, innit? Which is why I can never see us moving, but building on like the area, I can definitely see happening kind of thing, innit? Renovation needs to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Emirates, Trafford.
We're already on 75,000. We're already on 75,000. I think it's difficult maybe to build on top of it without going into the Sir Bobby stand, which is already.
I think they're making a basket on that one. They might do, but it depends, because they've taken 3,000 seats out of the new disabled area, haven't they? On the East Stand, they've taken at least, because we don't have 76,000 seats anymore, 73. Yeah. So they have taken a huge chunk just to kind of redevelop the disabled entrance. So I don't know. I don't know if they would have to do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it all depends on what the ambition as the owners are.
How do you think fans will feel if they built a new stadium?
I'm just about to go on that though. Go on, Said, if you're gonna answer that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it just depends on where they would develop it, because if you're looking at Manchester right now, you know, look at Old Trafford. The area around it it's basically industrial land. When you look at it, it's very industrious, isn't it? It's not. It's crazy to think East Manchester right now. When you look at what they've done in the area, they've revolutionized the whole area, and Now Old Trafford and what it's so industrious. Where would they do it? This is the problem. They've got a lot of fright land. I don't know if you know when the players come out the car park. That's a whole area that they can go out on a different motorway. So there's so much land there, but will they do it? This is the problem. Will they actually do it? I don't know if they will. I genuinely don't know. But like I said, Spurs, how long did it take to stick their stadium? Spurs.
I'm gonna say 3 years, 2 or 3 years, 2 seasons. I can remember them being in Wembley for about 2 seasons. I'm thinking, or 1.
How long have Real Madrid been working on the stadium right now?
Real Madrid, yeah.
They were playing in their training ground though. Yeah. They had like a second stadium.
But most of that was during COVID time, innit? Which is why I think.
Yeah, it was during
COVID. But the point I was going to say though, Baines, quickly is where are we going to play? You know, our ground is it's got such history. It's such an idyllic, beautiful ground. Where are we going to play? Like if we have to, we're playing at City's ground, we're playing at Wembley. I think that's the biggest issue. I think because we have to, like you're saying to your point there, Baines, we have to break it down and build up. I think you have to build it in exactly where it is. I don't think you can move that pitch. I don't think you can move the grass. So I think you literally have to build it. You're a match going fan. Would you feel upset?
There's a lot to You're a match going fan, innit? Would you feel upset if they built a new stadium?
I'm a season ticket holder, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's an idyllic ground. It's a beautiful ground. I would love to take my children there one day, but I think it needs to be changed to get it to maybe.
I think it can be renovated though. I think we're underestimating how things can be renovated. We're looking at the Real Madrid stadium. What have they renovated? Is it a whole roof? They've the pitch underneath the pitch. You can change it up. So they've actually done all that in their stadium. And this is a stadium that is very, very old. If you look at it, like when was it built? The Bernabeu. When was the Bernabeu built? Let me check now.
Thiago. I don't think we should move. But it would be upsetting if we do. But I think we
opened 1947. But yeah, it looks like. Sorry,
that's ages ago.
That's
Bernabeu, 1947.
1947. It was built the whole stadium. So again, you could just add layers. You can remodernize it. I think there's a lot to do, man. Get all the bricks in around the whole stadium. Get all of that and make it to proper, ceramic. You know what I mean? Like proper walls, proper like toilets. Look at the toilets, bro.
It's shocking, yeah.
It's shocking. Like, bro, you don't want to go in them toilets. I hold my wee sometimes, man, because I'm not going in them toilets. I'll be real.
The audio's bad as well. We had a Champions League against Young Boys last season. No audio. Yeah.
No screen.
Yeah. I don't mind the no screen though, because as a season ticket holder, and not there being no screen, it's quite good because it's like you got the freshest memory of what's happened in that ground. You know, if you were to tell, like I always call my old man. I have literally the latest account of what's just happened for our club. I feel like that's quite unique. But we will most probably get a TV up there at some point. I'm assuming.
Training ground for me, because if you look at Man City, a training ground has replicated in Man City winning every single youth team level. You look at what was it that they won?
Even look at Leicester's training ground.
I know.
I swear Leicester have like some sick training ground after like the Harry Maguire money and stuff, innit?
Yeah. You're talking about cash reserves a second ago. It's our cash we paid 80 million in cash outright, and they were able to go straight away and renovate a new training ground for them, a new complete modern up-to-date training complex.
I've never been to Carrington. I'm hoping to go soon. But
you need to go.
Have you been?
Nah, I've not been, but you need to go. You're Saeed. You need to go, bro.
I think for me, I look at Carrington and you look at how old it is, even Carrington, bro, what are we doing in Carrington? The Man City one is unbelievable. When you actually go like past the Man City training ground, it's crazy. And they have a bridge that connects from the stadium all the way to the ground. Why is all the way ours in Buxton? Why do we not train next to the stadium? You know what I mean? Bro, Buxton's at least 30, 40 minutes away from Old Trafford. Why is that happening? Where's the you know what I mean? You have to have a...
but 30, 40 minutes ain't too bad.
No, but bro, when you think about like you need to have everything right next to each other. Even the women train at the place that Man City train at. You have to have you need to understand that you can get to Old Trafford. It's almost like an image to say, right, the stadium is there, but your training ground is there, so you're gonna get there. So if you're under 18s, you know that you can make to that first team. It's a belief, not you're training somewhere else. Look where the women's team play at Lee Sports Village. Why?
This is the culture that I'm talking about when I'm saying to you before earlier, they need to look at the template that Man City have created, the template that I'm pretty sure Newcastle will go on to create and manifest. It's those little things, the culture. They need to, those little things of seeing, I'm training here for a certain amount of years, but I have an opportunity. The stadium's right there. I have an opportunity one day to be playing in that ground. And it's a massive opportunity to change the culture within our club, those little things.
Yeah, I look at did people saying Bellingham turned you lot down after seeing Carrington, bro? It might have been one of the reasons why. You know what I mean? So big up to Junior. He says, just refurbish Old Trafford, redevelop it, add new features where it's needed. The ground holds too much history and significance, but also efficient
We
investing.
would have ruined Bellingham,
You reckon?
Oh yeah, 100%. Look how we treated Paul Pogba, and look at the type of player Bellingham is. Bellingham's a final third player. We would have played him in a pivot.
No, but why are we doing this? You're living in the past, Baines. We have
No,
Ten
but-
Hag. It's
no,
a
but
new
we would
manager.
have got but we would have got Bellingham under Oli, innit? During those periods,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, okay, no, I hear that. Under Ole, he wants to play him like I don't even know how Ole would have played him, but he would have let him do the runaround.
Oh.
We would have played him in a pivot. Bellingham's not a pivot player.
I don't know. All I know is under
Well-
Ten Hag, he will become a world-class player.
I think
I'm looking
the
to the
way
future.
Southgate played him, you don't do it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
by the way, man, this Sancho situation as well, the fact that he's training alone, what are you guys thinking of that, man? I know Statman, you're gonna just diss him for some reason now, but
That's normal. Like I always say, look at Wan-Bissaka. People are surprised that Wan-Bissaka was doing individual training. I saw some people slating Wan-Bissaka for doing individual training. Like,
that is a
these
bit.
lot
Yeah,
no, but these lot just want to improve. You saw it with Alanga in pre-season. You're seeing it with Sancho right now, and I guarantee there's probably loads of other players doing the exact same thing. It's normal for players to have like their own, what do you call it, personal coaches and stuff. You even see it with academy players; they all do that, have it.
This is for me. A lot of people say it's not make or break it, but I think it's a big part of the season for Sancho. Because if you look at it, Marcel, he's got a month off. Yeah, he can sort out everything. He can get closer to the manager more than ever. There's no Rashford. There's no one around him. You just get close with the manager. Understand what you want. 1-to-1 time. He gets to play. Is it Celta Vigo? No, is it Celta Vigo?
I swear he's not in Manchester, right?
He'll be in Spain. Yeah, I think he's with his family at the moment. That's the thing, though, Baines. I think it's in particular. Yes, it's other players do this. Alanga, as we've seen, gone to develop his game, hasn't really been able to implement any of the good training because the training looks sharp. By the way, Baines, the training that I saw in the summer from that man Elanga looked sharp, but he hasn't been able to, add this to the pitch. But when we're talking about Sancho's one, it's a bit different because we've obviously found out the personal issues with the Instagram and stuff like that, and him doing individual training now in this moment while you maybe got a family bereavement or some sort of suffering, I think is perfect. You want to go back to what you love. You want to go to do what you love, and if he's improving his game and trying to improve his game in this moment, then I hope that it bodes well for him, and players, like you said, Baines, to your point, players that want to improve their game, we should be encouraging that. I don't know why anyone would be trying to criticize a player in this moment.
Social media.
So exactly. And you got to ignore those things. And that's what he's saying. And funny enough, what he's been doing around social media with the Instagram and stuff is adhering to that point that you just got to ignore social media and let social media be social media. Focus on what he's about right now, which is being a player. I agree with you though, Saeed. It is make or break for him. Not this month in particular, but this season in particular, because the month is the best time. He's got 1-to-1 time with the manager. The manager can get into him properly and understand exactly what he wants from him. If the manager's happy with this cutback every 2 minutes, then so be it. In Ten Hag we trust, but I really hope that Ten Hag can get just another level out of him. More productive in the final third, more goals, because that's what's going to make us, fall in love with the Sancho and hopefully him win the race for the number 7 shirt. It's between him and Anthony anyway, but let's see what happens with Sancho. He's got a month off. He's got a month off. Let's see what happens with him. I hope he does well.
Nicole says here that I thought Ten Hag sent him to train with those specific coaches, but apparently that's his personal trainer, and apparently he lives in Holland, so that's why he's moved over there. But it could be Ten Hag. I don't know. It was a weird part of Netherlands, some random area in Netherlands. I don't know if he was a specific coach who wanted him there, but for me, I just think it's a perfect time for him to get ready for the team. I don't know about Donny van der Beek. I think his confidence is like you got Sancho's confidence times 10 with Donny. I'll be real with you. I don't think there's a comeback for Donny. Maybe I'm wrong, but for me, not really feeling that. Who else needs to show something in this kind of period without the manager? Is anyone else in there?
Pelestri potentially, but he's in the World Cup. He's at the World Cup squad.
He's leaving.
I think he has to show something, otherwise you're never gonna get involved. I mean, Garnacho working with the manager at the club right now. You know, Ten Hag obviously mentioned him not falling off from his level. I don't know. But just on the Donny though, quickly, Said, I think that's really interesting. Donny's been utilized, and he's also and indirectly he has to, you know, it's a kick up the arse for the likes of a Bruno Fernandez, who's not always getting that 10 position, but he's seen another player that's not playing as good as him, not as productive as him, get the head start in the 10 position, and then when he finally gets there, he has to be productive in there now because there's competition for places. So hopefully Donny is able to provide that competition because Eriksen's being utilized differently. But if Donny's able to, you know, provide that competition for Bruno, I think we see a better Bruno in the second half of the season. I know, and I agree with you, Donny maybe doesn't make it, but I want him to do well for that, to push Bruno to the next level.
Absolutely. By the way, Bruno, can't lie to you, man. He might be Portugal's best player. I think he might be the Portugal's key man. You know, if you look at what he's doing for Portugal as a final transition player, bro, this guy is just different level, man. Different level, man. And this is him. For him, Portugal, he might be the one that might be able to guide him. Anyone else for United that's doing well that we've won? Obviously, Lisandro Martinez done well this World Cup. Maguire, bro, we might get his price up, man. We might be able to sell him, and get a decent price from him. Maybe January might be an opportunity to sell Maguire.
Shaw was balling the other day though.
Shaw was balling. You know what?
That little chop that he did, flipping, oh man.
Bro, Shaw, man. When he's on his game, even me, everybody that's the biggest Shaw critic, we know what Shaw's capable of. It's about mentality for him. But Maguire was good as well.
Oh, yeah, Casemiro's a shout.
Oh.
Yeah, Casemiro.
We have got Casemiro in our team, guys.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
Casemiro plays for Man United.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And just to think that the level that he's able to produce, you know, and we've always wanted that problem fixed. We thought, but it's funny though, because we still have a midfield issue now. We still need that Ten Hag player, the Maverick 6, the one that can ball carry and stuff like that. So that's quite funny. But Casemiro, wow. Nobody saw it coming.
If we signed De Jong, we still would have needed Casemiro.
Yeah, we still
would have. Kind of, it?
Yep.
We still would have needed him. Varane was good today. Varane was good. I can't lie to you.
Hey, Upamecano was good. Been telling people,
Upamecano was class as well.
Bro, people just, I don't know what it is with people here. Why do they always like not rate Upamecano? Is it because he does bad stuff, or is it?
I said it. There's certain players that have a bad reputation on Twitter, kind of thing, and no matter what they do, people always think they're bad. It's like you see Jerome Boateng. Jerome Boateng was a top defender, but everyone remembers him for that messy moment now. They still don't remember how good he was. It's the same thing with Granit Xhaka. People remember Granit Xhaka for his moments in terms of red cards. Granit Xhaka's been good for time. But people never, like, other than this season, people weren't praising Granit Xhaka like that.
Anyone impressed you that we should go and get, apart from the obvious in Gakpo? Anyone impressed you that you thought, you know what? I like this guy and I think we should go and get him?
That's reasonable within our price valuation, or I can name you plenty unreasonable, like Jamal Musiala and players of that ilk that I just think we must get. Like, there's no way we shouldn't be trying to go in for those kind of players. But
what about there's a player that I thought about. What's his name?
I'll be honest, I don't think anyone's really stood out like that.
Well, for someone that I've got Barella. Barella for me is the person that I think really stands out to me in terms of the closest to Frankie De Jong, would fit the best in Ten Hag's system. You know, Danny was talking about
Saudi Arabia right back
and a right back as well. But Hakimi's been the right back that I've really wanted for the longest amount of time.
The Saudi Arabia right back, man. Marcel, you tweeted.
Oh. Yeah. Al-Mohammadi, Saud Al-Mohammadi.
Bro, Saud Al-Mohammadi. I'm just saying, man. If we want a right back, Saud Al-Mohammadi.
I've been speaking about him,
man.
Saud Al-Mohammadi, he's really good, bro. But it's been 2 games. That's the thing, and I've had a lot of people from Saudi Arabia message me because I put a tweet out about it, and they've been showing me clips about all his games and stuff. So I'm going to do my research and my due diligence, but obviously it's a different league, different level. Watch him, man. Right back for Saudi Arabia, he's class, got high energy, Malacia-esque, but also looks like he's got a bit of end product on him, like Andy Robertson then for Scotland. It looks like it's not perfect, but it's a production, it's a high level, high intensity, and consistent. So
I'll be honest, man. We need to relax sometimes with international tournaments. Players coming off international tournaments. Like someone said, if Ecuador striker was younger, like we've seen Enna Venezia in the Prem at West Ham and Everton. Yeah. You weren't all
kudos.
that.
Big up to HKN Music. He says kudos. You know what? Again, we have enough wingers at our club right now. I've said it has a Gakpo. Kudos is another player that can, but he's been good as well. For that guy Buchanan's been good. Canada. He's good, man.
We say that guy. He's been one game.
David.
Wait, who?
Jonathan David. I'm going to watch him tomorrow, by the way. But nah, I'm going to watch him tomorrow because I'm looking out for this guy. I'm going to give him a second chance. But bro, his feet and his technical ability, it's not great, man. Not great. Not great at all. What about Milinkovic-Savic? Milinkovic-Savic.
I was about to say he looked really good. But so Milinkovic-Savic actually was a really good game. But it was Vlahovic.
Deal with Juventus now. He's made a pre-agreement with Juventus.
It's a good sign of they haven't been able to get the level out of Paul Pogba, unfortunately. So
Yunus Musa, he was good. He was good.
Was he playing like a DM or was he playing centre back? It was weird. He was kind of playing a bit of both, but he had a few shots.
Box to box, man.
Yeah, box to box. He was good. Funny enough, English prospect as well. Meant to be playing for England.
I was looking at that left back here, Robertson, and I was like,
You think
I swear I mentioned him a couple weeks ago.
You did. Robertson is good, man.
I don't think he's all that. Compared to what we've got. Plus Fernandez, Alvaro Fernandez, the youth fullback coming up as well.
Yeah. Not for United, but I'm just saying I think he's a good player, kind of, isn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Big up to HKN Music. I don't know if you were meant to say something. I think he said in there, Kudus can play 8, 10, and false 9. Okay. He did play in a 10 role, and I thought second half he came livelier. So
first half he went great though. He was giving the ball away quite a lot.
First half he went great. Yeah.
Bruno's better than
for me though.
I still had to end the end in it.
Caicedo, man, bro. Caicedo. Because we do need to get rid of Fred and McTominay soon, and Donny. That's 3 midfielders that potentially
I think Fred's contract finishes this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I personally said for me, I wouldn't be crying if Fred left. Like the club, nobody's crying if he left the club. Tielemans. Is anyone still rating him? Is anyone feeling him? Tielemans?
Not compared to what's out there in world football and what we're requiring. I think we really want a box-to-box or a ball carrier, and he doesn't strike me as best in class of any of them two things. So if you could get someone better at maybe ball carrying, press resistance, that kind of thing.
Available on a free at the end of the season.
Who's on a free?
Tielemans.
Yeah, Tielemans. Donny goes, I'll take that. If Donny van der Beek leaves, and I think he will leave. Sorry?
Even Fred as well.
Even Fred, but you've got to remember, we've still lost a lot of players. Mata Lingard, Fred, and Donny. That's 4 midfielders still gone. We have to replace somebody, man. Bro, what's wrong with us? We're just being a bit slow with this, man. We've lost a lot of players.
Yeah, true. But you know what? I think Ten Hag's maybe going to look to that youth. He said that he wants a couple more. I think he's going to keep Garnacho in the system. I think Ethan Laird might come up somehow into the fray, and then I really want to see Kobe. I really want to see Kobe somehow force his way in. And then we haven't even mentioned Zidane Iqbal, who looks like he looks like he's a star coming in. He's going to become a star. It's just a matter of time, and he needs to be given that Phil Foden treatment. 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there for a couple seasons, and then he's ready.
Giving him as good as Phil Foden, don't it?
Well, again, we're talking about 2 different positions, though. Zidane. So we're talking about 2 different positions. I think Zidane, for what his qualities are, I think he's what he will become a world-class talent. I think Zidane can become world-class talent for his position. What he's going to be required to do. Phil Foden's never been required to do those kind of things.
Iqbal can be our Frankie de Jong. I'm not sure. Too much pressure, man, for the kid. Frankie de Jong's look.
I think he's talking about profiles, isn't it? Not actually ability.
Any strikers that we should be looking out for? Or are we just going to buy Cody Gakpo? Will that be it? So no one in the World Cup right now has impressed you to strikers. Anyone? Nobody. Not
To be
really.
honest, it's only been like some teams have played 2, some teams have played 1 game, and it's hard to tell, right?
No, but you've seen profiles in it. Come on, man. We've seen what they look
Who
like.
do you like? Then?
I still think for me, Vlahovic is another one, but I don't think he goes. Taremi, let's be honest with you, yeah? How old is he, Taremi?
I think he's like 30.
Little thingy. Mehdi Taremi. He's 30, yeah, 30, yeah. I don't know, maybe that'd be a possibility.
I would say João Felix. Thuram just came on for France, but didn't really do much. But in terms of the full frame, in terms of the tall frame and that side of things,
who?
Felix is dynamic.
No, I don't think he was good the other day, though, innit?
Oh,
like obviously before, like he got the goal for well taken goal. Before that, he went great.
Yeah,
30 to be 27. That's crazy. But listen, I think for me, we'll see in it. Jamal Musiala would be the one.
Oh, yeah, someone said Gundogan, you know. Oh, yeah, I would do anything for Gundogan, man.
Bro, but he would never move to.
Yeah. No.
By the way, is Modric actually going to Arsenal though? Because I'm hearing all this talk. Is he actually going to Arsenal?
Arsenal being in a team linked with him the most, isn't it?
I need to see more of him. What I've seen of him, he's different, man. Let me ask you a question before we leave. Yeah, would you have taken Dembele instead of?
Hey, Said, remember when we were doing that Dembele stuff, and people say no.
People are saying no, you know. And listen, I'm not going to rewrite history, but would you have taken him instead of Anthony if they had 1, 2, or the other?
100%. Hey, let's not eat. Hey, Marcel, don't even think about it.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I would take Dembele. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have taken Dembele. But
so let me say,
Anthony, Dembele is different level, man.
Yes, 100%. But let me just be honest then, because I hear you guys saying, you know, when we done this Dembele stuff, I was in that camp. Of we shouldn't get Dembele at that time. Especially if you're talking about when he was very injured and he was on a free, or there was rumors about his contract, but he was still the big debate was, are you available enough? That's your biggest ability in football, being on that pitch, making it there to the pitch for the 90 minutes to play. He couldn't do that. So I was definitely in that camp because I was saying, no way, put this man far away from me. But when you come and see his ability, you know, for Barcelona this season in particular, you know, the World Cup now, he's starting to realize that form or that ability that we were saying he has. So two-footed, so dynamic. How can you not want to take him over Anthony? So I agree with those that say that now. But I think in that time, it's very few people would have said yes to Dembele that looked on Michael Owen level kind of injury prone. So
yeah, true. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. It's been a good show, man. We've touched on everything, man. Football, non-football. This is what it's gonna be like now until the end, man. It's gonna be kind of like freestyling, and we're gonna obviously judge what the United players are doing and whatnot. So big up to everybody. There's still over 400 of you in the chat. We should at least have half the likes. So we should be on at least 200 likes. If we're not on that, then you lot are disgrace, innit? Simple.
That's another thing true, by the way. Dembele over the last 2 years hasn't really been injured that much.
Yeah.
To the way people think about Dembele.
So, but
Even Dembele last year under Xavi, I think got 30 assists. He was one of the best players under Xavi this season. Like I said it, Dembele, how can you hate it? He's literally one of the best wingers in the world. You can't name me a thing that you hate about Dembele. He can go either side. Like if we're talking 1v1 specialist, he's literally that.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But listen, people, make sure you guys follow Statman Baines. Statman, are you doing anything? Is he going to keep it quiet over the World Cup? Are you doing anything? Or?
Wait. Someone said Dembele doesn't have end product. Last season, he got 14 goal contributions, 15 starts. This season, he has 9 and 11.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to die on this Dembele hill kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, man, you got anything coming up? Or are you going to do?
Nah, I've been busy with uni and stuff over the last week or so, innit?
Okay, fair enough. So make sure you follow him anyway and keep up to date. Marcel, make sure you follow him on Twitter. Let them know, man.
Yeah, Marcel 11 or 10. 2 positions that I play on the pitch. Simple.
There you go, people. We still need to arrange a little footy match, man, in Manchester. Statman Baines, when you're down, man, let us know.
No, like we should do a little like Manchester versus London thing, you know.
All right, then we'll do it. You bring your team, I'll bring mine, then, innit?
Oh, well, I got like people like Hodge, Ty.
Yeah, bring them. I'll bring the man the minute. Flawless is techie, you know. Aaron, I got a couple of guys, man. So listen,
Flawless.
we'll
I was
see,
talking
man.
to Flawless. I was thinking
Flawless,
that would be a good
I
match.
was surprised
I'm
how-
good. Hey, Baines, man, put me in your team, man. I'm good, man.
You're from London, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm London, innit? So we'll see. I'll bring
Marcel
my
plays
team.
5-a-side every single day, innit?
Yeah, I'm good,
There
man.
you go. The guy came over to Manchester that day.
Yeah.
I went over to Levenshulme to play 5-a-side. This guy dedicated. So listen,
Yeah,
big up to you, man. Big up
appreciate
to
you, man.
But to be fair, Aaron played with what Ribery and stuff, innit? Up against it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Aaron's
yeah,
quality,
good,
Marcel's
it's good,
quality.
it's good, it's good.
with
Yeah, man, I'm
fair
going to see
match.
what he's about, man. Got double A as well from Manchester. You get me? I'll see what the Manchester Crusade, innit? But yeah, man, listen, people, and like the video on your way out. Big up to everybody's here. I will be back tomorrow for the watch-alongs. I'm going to be doing Croatia versus Canada, and then the big one, Spain versus Germany. By the way, quick one. Are Germany going out? Yes or no?
No. Musiala's too silky.
Stop, man.
I don't know if Sane's fit, innit? If Sane's fit, then I think Germany win.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll see. We'll see. But listen, people, I'll be back for tomorrow, and then I'll see whatever happens after that. But people love and